Alright, what is up everybody? It's Lids and we're back with some more Witcher, and this time around, I think we are prepared to finally take a trip to the crypt for real. Just, you know, not exactly thrilled about it. As I was saying before, I don't really know. Is this an extended trip into a long and prolonged dungeon with many rounds of enemies and jump scares and darkness and other unsightly things? Or might this be a relatively quick trip in which we just poke our heads in, maybe, you know, fend off a couple of ghouls here or there. Maybe we've already done that in a previous trip, so we actually don't have anyone we need to fight, and we can actually just stroll along here nice and peacefully. One of those two, sure. I do think we have potions, though, that I was looking forward to using. Namely, the cat potion, which is somewhere. Here are these just ingredients? Alchemical things? Do I actually have them? Show up here? It does show up here, right? This is where we got Swallow. We made a few. Hold on. Stop jumping the gun here, Lids. Oh, I forgot we made this. Yet we didn't use it. Probably should have done that earlier. So, one moment while we down that. One moment while it makes some really creepy effects. Then, now that we've done that, let's look for the one that we actually wanted to get. I hope did in fact successfully get created. Alcohol, flint. Oh. Notes contain the formula for a potion made using traces left by the Hellhound. Not sure we have seen any Hellhounds, but it does kind of sound like a description that would fit the beast. Hellhound's soul, no less. So I'm really thinking we would have these nice cat potions. Okay, there we go. What? Okay. For a second I thought this had one. I was like, excuse me, we made plenty of these. Alright, what do I actually do to activate? Right click there. I thought this puts it on our toolbar in some way, shape, or form. We also had the torch, which did allow us to see a little bit, but we did need to relight it on several occasions, so I'm hoping that the cat potion allows us to see long enough that we don't need to do that. We can continue to use our sword, which I think be more effective than the torch. The torch did have incineration, but the normal damage is less than the sword itself. So stick with what we have here, and we just activate one of these. And then we, you know, venture into the darkness and hope that we are totally fine, because definitely not anything over here. It's going to try to kill us. Like a ghoul, say, for example. I think we did use one of these immediately upon, or just before going in here. But it does make us more powerful for a little while, so sure. Our, Cass. Oh! It's trying to use said Cass. This looks very creepy. There is a corpse here. Hello! Hello! Hello, friends! Nice to see you! I'm glad that we have this cat potion because we can actually see you. It is saying something. Also, you guys hurt? I'm trying to use the cast, but it is not working. I thought it was right click. Apparently it is not right click. You are hurting me. Please stop this. I do not appreciate it. Because we are on half-ish HP, less than that. One moment, please. We are not doing so hot at the moment. I also... Okay, so we can see in the dark for 8 hours. Wow, okay, so we probably didn't need all those potions, but we kind of really need to drink a healing potion at the moment. Significantly increases vitality regeneration, so we're going to do that. And we're going to try to get ourselves out of this situation, like, right about now. So that we can regenerate a little bit. Please allow ourselves to do that. Except you're still hitting me. I do not appreciate. Are still hitting us. We could finish one of you off. We might be... this is... We have 2 life at the moment. We are dead. In case that wasn't clear. Oops. So, let's find out when the last time autosave kicked in. Shall we? How about here? We shall see. I don't think I saved immediately upon entering this place. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Where is this? That's Abigail's hut. Okay, let's quickly talk to them and do a little damage control here. Did you or did you not already pretend to be a demonic dog?
What do you want?
I mean, we should have known from her hair, right?
Can I ask you something?
If you must.
Oh dear. This looks like this might be a very old save.
See you later.
Okay, hold on a second here. I am suspicious.
When I grew up, I'll also wear a ponytail.
Okay, let's check our quests. Probably the easiest way to see. Go back to quests. We go... Of Monsters and Men is the primary quest, so... Alvin's prophecy is clear. The beast was born, human, wickedness, and evil. Okay, this, I believe, is still the most up-to-date version of this quest, which is the most recent thing that we were doing. So I think that means we're all set, and that this this autosave did, in fact, save more or less where we wanted it to. Basically, just before we headed out, go into the crypt. Now we know what to expect there. Imagine that, the gift of foresight. So I believe that means we'll still have a bunch of crafting things. But we will not have made said potions. That potion, mainly. Is that, in fact, true? I think it is. Good. Already read that. There's one thing that we read once we went into the crypt, so we can read that now. Then we could sell our stuff in town? And I don't know. I mean, there's oil we can put on our weapons, I think. Might be able to make it a little bit more powerful, but I'm not sure what the best way to increase our damage and survivability for that upcoming fight would be. Because, I mean, it's just 3 ghouls simultaneously, which sounds simple, but I was saying this earlier. I mean, the ghouls are seemingly far and away more powerful than the, certainly the bar guests. But then other enemies as well. I mean, the drowners, I think they are more difficult than the drowners too. Maybe not as much of a significant bump there, but still a bump, no less. So they're tricky. Fighting 3 simultaneously is tough. Could we have used the life potion a little more proactively? Probably. Probably could have. We do now have an extra skill point that we weren't able to allocate previously. Oh, also, I attempted to use our, what is it called? Our sign I might have called it a cast earlier. You'll excuse me for been playing Hades a lot recently. Lately. You know what I mean. Recently and lately combined into one word. Recently. So, yes, I think we will go back to town, sell our stuff, see if we can find some sort of weapon upgrade. I mean, maybe using the torch is actually the way to go. Just find other ways to make ourselves a little bit stronger so that we don't get completely bowled over by 3 ghouls. So, let's see. We can sell the books to.
I'm forced to sell my goods out here.
Okay. So, verify we have already read this. Selling price 8. Ew. Selling price 12. Already read it. And we've already read this. Selling price is 40. Something. I mean, we're sitting on just shy of 400. I'd like to say that I know what we ought to do to make ourselves more powerful, but this was merely a passing thought and not something that was particularly well thought out. These rules of creating alchemical mixtures might be helpful because we have that yet. About 70. I read that. Junction of the Spheres. Famous magical cataclysm. Describes the appearance of monsters, origins of humans, and magic. Maybe a little helpful, but I mean, these are mostly just going to unlock crafting recipe things. Not things that directly make us more powerful, which I think is more so the type of thing we're looking for. I mean, pretty sure we can power up by fighting these guys, but that's probably not the most efficient way to do it. We do have a skill point, I'm pretty sure, after...
What can I do for you?
Using that scroll thingamabob.
Got a room? Yes. For you, 5 orens.
That is fine. We'll take it. Means we can become more powerful. Then, great. Is this gonna work though? I'm not sure it will, because I did not see anything pop up. What was that? Okay, so that might have been pointless. I really thought that we used something that gave us a skill point. Okay, so here's an example of something that we might be looking for. Something like a whetstone that gives us a little bit more damage. 10% more damage might have been enough to finish off that first ghoul. In which case, might have been able to, well, get rid of one of them and then heal through the rest of the damage and successfully... Oh, that's why. Because we needed to do that first. Now let's talk to him. Okay, yes, granted, 5 coins wasted, but, I mean, if we really wanted to, we could go fight some people, make 5 coins pretty quickly, and no big deal.
What can I do for you?
Okay, now I'd like a room.
Yes. For you, 5 orens.
That's fine. Now I'm assuming you will actually let us... allocate said skill points? Question mark? Don't think it's gonna let us do it. Okay, so I'm a little confused here. Don't fully understand how we are supposed to do that. Other than that, this is the one that we used to try to save ourselves at the end there. Again, probably should have used that a little more proactively, but aside from that, could potentially switch to the torch, potentially switch to the axe. Doesn't allow us to use Witcher combat styles. I mean, fighting 3 enemies simultaneously, that is one thing. I'm assuming the sword would be very useful to use the group stance, but it's dealing so little damage. I know the silver weapons are supposed to deal more. Ghouls. I thought somebody said they might have been able to help us on that front. Not anything here that would help us, is there? Let's see. We've not read this yet. Probably should. The Beast. First Night. 95 kilograms of muscle. Height around 4'5" feet. 4'5" inch. 4.5. None of those things are correct. 4.5 feet. Otherwise known as 4 feet 6 inches. I swear I know how many inches there are in a foot. Fangs the length of a man's thumb, to be avoided. Shares characteristics with Alzur's demon. Okay, I wonder if we'll hear more about that. Second Night summons bar guests with its howling, has the ability to quote-unquote disappear. We have seen that. Probably by assuming spectral or spiritual form, can only be seen with the help of a potion. Okay. I would think Abigail might be the person who would help us figure out what that potion is. Highly resistant to iron and signs, walked right over 3 Yurduns without noticing. Fourth Night, all features of Alzur's demon confirmed. Beast asks a question. Those who answer correctly stand a chance of slaying it. Oh. So it'll challenge us to a bit of trivia, is what you're saying. And I thought it was a hellhound. New journal entry, Trace of Beyond. So that might give us a little more hints as to how exactly we can actually fight this thing. Alright, but we also apparently have not read all the old quest stuff, so we might as well do that in case there are other hints we might be able to get from these two. It is hereby declared that the man known as the Professor, everyone knows him as the Professor, because there are absolutely not many people with that same profession who could easily get confused for this person. Guilty of numerous crimes against the crown, including but not limited to murder, assault, defying city guards and officials, and other wrongs against the kingdom's subjects. Whosoever provides him shelter will be deemed guilty of aiding and abetting him in his crimes. It is thus the duty of each subject of the crown to assist the effort to seize this man. A reward of 1,000 orbs is hereby offered to anyone who assists in bringing this man to justice, dead or alive. On behalf of His Majesty King Foltest, Vincent Mace, Captain of the City Guard. May be able to find the professor's enemies speaking to his... Oh, some of the city guards. Okay, I'm glad we did read that then. Otherwise, I mean, I don't think these other things we can really click on. Okay, so we know we can fight them, and if we were really desperate, we might be able to continue to fight them and get experience out of it.
I'll smash your face.
But I don't think that's all that efficient. I thought it was the dwarf outside that had the ability to upgrade our weapon, but we talked to him early when we didn't have a lot of coins. It wasn't clear. Was that something that we'd be able to afford, or maybe not? What do you have for us?
Yes?
We could use a hand.
Let's talk about weapons.
Apparently we have already asked this.
Specialist, though I can forge swords. Bring me 3 different ores and I'll forge you an excellent steel sword.
Definitely don't have ore.
I'll look around for some more.
Another thing, for 35 orens, you can have this excellent sword, Grease. It's not exactly legal, but I really need the gold.
Yeah, so like 35 is actually not a lot.
This grease improves the quality of rusty weapons. It's lard and some other ingredients. Listen.
Okay. Are you applying it to my sword right now? Is that what you're doing? Because I do happen to have a sword in my back.
I've got work to do.
Just give it to us? Well, I'm not sure we actually have the skill to use this right now. I think there was a skill that we needed to pick that we did not choose earlier when we were leveling up. I mean, if we were actually able to use that bronze point that I think we did acquire, but mysteriously can't allocate when we talk to the innkeeper, then we might be able to figure that out, but not for now. Let's see if we can figure out which guard we're supposed to talk to. for, I think it was information on Professor? Yeah. Found an arrest warrant with the Professor. Let's track this quest. Oh. Okay. This looks like a much longer term thing based on how we just zoomed way out. So I get back. It's tracking that. Anything else here that we recently learned about? Still can't figure out how we're supposed to do that. And then, oh yeah, so we were deliberately delaying this one a little bit because I think this might potentially move us along a little too far in the main story. Cool, we have lots of things we need to do with him. That's the one we were just checking. And this is, again, affiliated with the most significant, most influential people in town, which is cool. Only one remaining. I mean, I'm still looking for a way to push us a little bit over the top here, because, I mean, clearly... I mean, sure, some of it may be, not the best execution. That might be certainly one of the reasons why we didn't do great there. Remind me, how are we actually supposed to use our sign? Because I would think... Press 1 to select the art sign. Most effective against wounded opponents. Okay, I didn't realize that. So, I mean, might have been a helpful way to deal damage, potentially separate out some of the ghouls so we didn't have to fight all of them simultaneously. And, I wonder if we can... Yeah. I don't know. This may start to get ugly and just turn into a bit of trial and error here. Because, I mean, one thing about the combat, at least from what I currently can tell, is that it's not like there's a lot of things that you can do differently, at least not at this stage, when we only have so many abilities. I mean, we can switch between the stances. We can use the signs, which we did not use, so that's probably the biggest difference of what we can do this time versus what we did last time. And we can probably position ourselves a little better. And use potions a little bit. That's... I mean, that doesn't seem like a terribly dramatic effect those things might have, but maybe I'm underselling how significant those changes could be. Like, of course, 3 against 1 is never easy. So it may just be if we are smarter about where we stand and try to deliberately position ourselves such that only one foe has an angle on us at a time, and maybe that's enough. But call me a skeptic. Okay, also remind me, is it right or left? Oh, I don't want this. I want this. It's right. That's just a crossroads? Okay, I was going to say, potentially something meaningful, but apparently not. We're going to the crypt. We're going back. We don't have much new that's going to make us any more successful this time. Other than hindsight, probably not quite 2020, but maybe closer to 2020 than 2300, which might be what we were running into that situation with the first time round, so I suppose there is that. And I'm not sure we have crafted the cat potions yet on this save. Because maybe possibly sort of die a little bit. That is the place of power. I will take that in a second. Just ignore the fact that it sounds like a dragon. Now, we'll do this. Yes, it costs flint, and we will save just before entering in here. We want to do this. We want to do this, and we should check It is a strong base. Can we swap this out for something new? You'll only let us use a strong base. Really? Okay. If you say so. Ooh. For that, that'd be amazing. Oh, but it's the Hellhound Soul. So, presumably we'd only be able to actually complete that upon defeating the beast. Blizzard, boost reflexes and reaction time. That might also be useful. Throwing one of those on in anticipation of the fight. So I think we only are going to need one of these. Given how we established that it has a pretty long duration. Then this would give us a little bit of a better chance of not taking quite as much damage. Oh, remind me. Oh, yeah. Right. Oh, did I not do it for the cat? Probably didn't do it for the cat. There we go. Okay, so that should be sufficient, I think. Potions-wise. Oh, could we? I don't think we know how to make it. Okay. Swallow. I think we only have one at the moment. Endurance regeneration. Don't know what we can build off of from the White Gull. I mean, maybe Swallow. I mean, we did use one earlier. It was the one that did not heal us quickly enough. So maybe if we make one with a more powerful base, it might be more effective, but I'm not sure we'll be able to distinguish after the fact. I don't know if that actually matters. But it does seem like this is your standard health potion that's going to be pretty useful in any of a number of situations, so I don't think we're hurting ourselves too much if we go out of our way to make one of those. Okay, so we'll meditate for an hour. Is there anything else we need to do here? I think that'll be it. And then we'll activate the place of power, and then we'll go in the crit. Curiosity, what time is it? 2? I would like to perform with magic. There is one down here. Or down in the crit. Okay, so we will save. Because, well, I mean, reasons. Just, you know, do a quick save here. Just in case. Okay, so let's do a quick moment to strategize here. What are we doing differently? We have the cat potion, of course, buried in here somewhere. We have the reflexes potion of some variety that we also need, which is also somewhere over here. We have a second swallow potion. This is the one that gives reflexes, okay. This is the one that gives us night vision. The one that heals us. And I can give the ghouls alcohol, and then they'll leave us alone. And that tells me that won't work. But, let's see. And then, outside of that, have we established what the sign button is? Let me look at the controls real quick. Let me make sure I'm using the right button here, because I thought it was right click. Apparently it is. Signs are... It's 1. Okay, my bad. It's 1. That would explain why nothing happened when I was pressing right click. Makes me wonder what right click actually does do. Okay, so joke's on you guys. We know what's coming. Can't surprise us this time. Maybe they'll still actually surround us and effectively ambush us, but we sorta kinda know what to expect. So, is there any reason why we cannot activate multiple potions simultaneously? Drink this. Then we will drink this, which I assume lasts long enough. still be decent. For this whole duration. Let's see. Oh, no. It is quite short. Uh-oh. That might have been a mistake then. We don't need the other one. Don't need it yet. Right. And now I think we run very quickly. Because we know. Alright, now I can break this down. At least try to. I was pressing the 1 button, but nothing was happening. Okay. Oh, here goes nothing. Here we go. Okay, I'm backing up. Giving ourselves some space here. Okay, I'm going with the heavy stance. Hopes of taking one of them out quickly. Okay, so everything is slower. It's apparently the effect of this. Oh, but it may have just worn off? No? Okay. There are the rest of the ghouls. I will switch stances now. But I don't like where we're standing. Trying to run away a little bit here, but maybe not the most effective. Can we fend them off just by being better about our attacking and knocking them back more consistently? I don't know. We aren't taking that much damage. But it may just be that we were pretty aggressive on the potions. Maybe the primary difference here. Please don't do that. Don't do that. I can't tell if these red damage indicators that I'm seeing here are just us attacking the ghouls, or if the ghouls are also managing to hit us. Please don't do that. This guy is almost dead, but I mean, it's been a long fight still. I mean, that would be still a pretty significant improvement relative to what we did last time. What is happening right now? Is that it? Just then? I mean, I saw the other ghoul over here. I tried to break down the wall, but I couldn't use my sign for whatever reason. Am I asking for trouble if I do this? Check the map. Piece of power, yes. Inner circle. Ooh, it does look like it goes a ways through here. It's trying to blast through here with our sign. Yes. This. Telekinetic thrust. Press 1 to select the sign. I'm trying to use it. You're not letting me use this. Okay, I feel silly. But I'm going to move on here while we still can. Because, clearly, we were fairly successful here. I know there may be a little bit more still to do. But, assuming this is also pretty significant. Just, making sure there isn't anything else of note in here. You've learned the Igni sign, which can be used to cause damage to opponents and light fires. Choose a sign on the left of the screen, right-click on the target to cast the sign. You have to right-click on the target. And signs to cast them over longer distances. Distances is the primary difference. Okay. Oh. Oh. I didn't realize you... Oh, and a dice box. No way. Okay, I'm gonna save real quick. We were successful with that original encounter, and I mean, we all know how that next one went. Or how the previous one went, I should say. And let's take this out just in case. That did not do what I wanted it to. That is right click. Also, it is mildly terrifying when the lights go out when I do that. Did our cat potion actually... Oh, I went backwards. Did our cat potion actually expire? Fading? I don't know, but... Okay. So, I mean, I'm glad to know that it is actually just those 3 enemies. It might actually be nighttime, depending on how long this took us. Let's see. It is... Oh. It's not nighttime. We were actually quite quick. It wasn't so bad, was it? I mean, we died once. The place of power will continue to spook me every time I walk past it. But seriously, it was no big deal, right? Witcher can do anything he puts his mind to, can he? Okay, so let's stop for a moment to think about who we need to talk to, given all that stuff. Oh, can we allocate points at any point in time if we're just on this screen? If so, then I feel rather silly at the moment. Although I thought we got a bronze point, and we haven't been able to allocate it. So maybe that's still the case, because I'm not seeing anything over here. Okay. Anyways, oh, right. The actual thing we were trying to do. Ooh! I've learned the Igni sign, yes. Oh, was I? Maybe I was using the Igni sign to try to blast open that wall there. That rubble. It seemed like that was really similar to what we used it for in the past. Is that worth giving it a shot right now? Let's close this for a second. We look back here. We see Cat still has 7 hours of duration. I also don't know what that's coming from. I think it might be worth double checking in the darkness there, in the crypt, just to see if we can in fact break through there, because there's clearly something over there. And that seems like so similar to the use that we had in the past for breaking through that area in the previous place where we were defending the castle, where we got ambushed by the wizardy dude and the frightener and all that stuff. Let's just verify this stuff is still in effect even after we walked in here. Yes, it is. We should be good. Please take this out just in case. I will make sure we are using the correct sign. We set fire to them. Telekinetic thrust. We want the telekinetic thrust. And yet it does not do anything. Maybe we just aren't supposed to go here at the moment, in which case, alright. Pardon me, but I will not continue to experiment in the crypt with bats and ghouls and darkness. So, I think we're good there, at least for the time being. So now the question is, I think we want to go to see Mikul/Michael/ however you pronounce his name, because he is the person that we were supposed to talk to about this, in addition to potentially a few other people. So let's take a look for real this time at this stuff, and at least just put him on our seemingly cool. I mean, for many reasons. And we actually, oh, we're not that far away from it. Okay, great. We are on this side of town already. Is it this way? It's this way. Okay. Yeah, because we get a reward, I believe, for clearing out the ghouls. In addition to generally gaining his trust, which is also something we're trying to do. And that may be, I mean, he's the last one we're supposed to do that with, so that may mean that we can get inside the city pretty soon, actually. I mean, fingers crossed, we might need to slay the beast before then, but... Oh. What is the deal here? Uh-oh. Something's up. Oh, it's the alchemist.
Leave me be. I won't surrender my workshop for all the treasure in the world.
Oh, you'll give it up, Gramps, or else.
Oh dear, what happened to you?
A witcher! Kill him!
Not likely.
Oh, you.
You're ours, Witcher. You should have left Salamandra alone. This bridge will be your grave.
Okay. Okay. Hello, friends. Yes. Thankfully, we can actually do a head count right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, shoot. Okay, so let's bear in mind, given what has happened in the past, I think it is fair to assume that this guy, the alchemist here, who does currently have a quest that we would get, I think, 200 coins from him if we were to succeed, he's very vulnerable and can probably die. And there are some guards there that might help provide some support fire over here, but we may need to be serving as tank. So bear that in mind. Geralt, please pull out your sword. Okay. Thankfully, does seem as though our friend over there is staying relatively far back. Don't know if these guys are actually helping us at all. A little bit, I think. We also may be on fire at the moment because of you. Please stop doing this. Please don't do that. You are an easy foe.
Thank you, Witcher.
You are still
You
alive,
saved
thank
me,
goodness.
And my laboratory, my beakers, my treasures.
And my life.
Anytime. I know all too well what they're after.
Whoa.
To use the stolen secrets, Salamander needs equipment. Without it, the Witcher's mutagens are useless. They almost grabbed Kalkstein and his treasures. They almost succeeded at Kaer Morhen. Almost makes a huge difference. If I'd stayed and fought the Frightener with Vesemir, I might have faced a different threat today.
Oh, interesting.
They were here for me. I made a choice
I
sometime
think we disappeared.
Had you known this would happen, would you have chosen differently?
Okay, so in case it wasn't subtle, or in case it wasn't blatant enough already, yes. Clearly, if we had chosen to face the Frightener earlier, it appears as though we would have faced the Frightener here instead. But, would we have chosen differently knowing that? I don't think so.
No. It was the right
Hey,
decision.
we're back.
And I'll deal with the consequences.
I'm not surprised at your answer. You don't seem like one to look back. Visit my shop in Vizima for any ingredients you need for your potions at a discount.
Oh, why, thank you. Why, thank you, sir.
Shouldn't have defended the old man. He'll come talking again.
What are you going on about?
The old man comes here and talks. Gives me a headache. I'll stone him next time.
I wouldn't if I were you. He's a powerful alchemist.
Captain said only admit those with passes.
I know.
They're moving me to Millgate tomorrow. That's where I'll stand. If you have a pass, look for me there.
Okay. So I think we solved a few things here. You also have a quest for us.
How dare he call our club a band of senile old men?
Our club?
It in writing. What brings you here?
Oh, you know, just like defending you from those bandits
They
that
say
just
you
tried to
need
kill
good
you.
blood.
Do you have any?
Pay first.
Relax. Pay first.
I need that blood for my research.
Okay, but he did pay up, apparently. Basics of Alchemy. Oh! I thought he was giving us coins. I mean, that was one of the books that I think we were considering purchasing. So I'm glad we didn't do that, because now we got it for free. So, to understand alchemy, you must understand two great truths. First truth, as above, so below. Second truth, everything is one. These truths teach that alchemical substances are somewhere around you, or everywhere around you. Oh, I got somewhere out of that. In field herbs, in human and animal bowels, even in rocks. Fantastic. This is because alchemy is life. Life is alchemy. Once you understand alchemical processes, You will understand the processes of life, and the world of nature will become an open book. Yet alchemy is also knowledge. Does the potion require a flower or leaf? Where is vermilion found? Kidney or the eye? These questions are answered by books. Therefore, read both the old masters and new works. Practice herbalist skills and mixing oils and powders. However, first and foremost, experiment, because the greatest discoveries in alchemy come about through experimentation, and occasionally blowing stuff up because you don't know what you're doing. But that's beside the point. Alright, so additional substances. Okay. I don't know. He might have given us coins too, and I just didn't notice it.
Not enough pay for this.
Do you have other things to talk to us about? Because we had a lot of things we were supposed to do with you before. Okay, yeah, this.
I got rid of the ghouls in the crypt.
100 thanks, Master. Here be a month's pay. Oh, the boys will be happy. They plan to search for treasure in the crypt. Take a pic to one of the walls.
I found a young woman's body inside. The ghouls came for her.
Young woman? No, it can't be. My Ilsa, I loved her.
I wouldn't know her name. It appears she poisoned herself.
No,
Yikes.
no. It was that vile witch. The devil's whore poisoned my Ilsa. No.
Not
I'm
even the
sorry
ghouls.
for your loss, but I need to know about Salamandra.
They have passes, they do. The only ones. Leave me be. You have the evil eye. You bring bad tidings. Be gone!
Don't forget to tell the Reverend I
What
got
is
rid
the
of those
alchemist
ghouls.
doing?
Farewell.
Okay. Oh, we can actually see. So this is the part where I did not notice with Vesna Hood when we were doing that quest a while ago. See these little bars? Much like with the enemies we fight against, these are our friends' life bars. Like, you didn't get hit by the looks of things, but you did. You guys did not. Okay.
Elsa, my love.
Think.
I'm sleepy.
I'm hoping that was everything we needed to. Whoa! Okay, we'll have to take a look at that stuff in a second. But I wanted to just take a quick peek at this game. I must talk to the Reverend. Okay, fantastic. So it seems as though we have, oh well, multiple things we wanted to talk to this guy about, though. Let's make sure we've done all that. Earning the villagers' trust. I was lucky enough to talk to the most prominent residents of the outskirts and discover where I can find the salamanders. I think that's, as we were just talking about with this guy, sort of a part of this as well. Professor we established is inside the city, or at least the way in which we learn about him is through going inside the city. Right, we have a few things that we need to talk to the Reverend about. Oh, and we do still have the cave. We've not done yet. Still have not found Berenger, who I think may be in said cave. Now he wasn't in the crypt. I think that gives us some good information as to where we ought to go next, but let's take a quick look at all these floating... Oh! Floating remains. I would think that is a sufficient signet for us to find a way into town. For us to basically turn around to Michael, Mikul, however you say his name over there, and basically say, well, we are allowed to pass. Take all of them just in case. No, we can't fit that. Stammelford's dust? For a second I thought that said Salamandra's dust, and I was like, oh! Also sounds significant for the quest. Except, it isn't. Okay. Just don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. I mean, I am curious. I think we did see some Temerian steel swords before, but I would like to be able to see a direct comparison. The stats of our sword versus that sword, just in case it is better. I mean, I doubt it. Okay, so let's see. I think this might be a good place to wrap things up, because we have a lot of quests that we are close to tying a little bow on. I think a lot of them involve talking to the Revenant, as we were seeing earlier, but we might want to take a quick peek into the caves first, because I suspect when we do end up talking to our old pal in the middle of town, that we may reach a point in the quest where we might no longer be able to come back here. I mean, I'm metagaming a bit here, I'm sorry, but I mean, I've played enough RPGs to know that that does sometimes happen, so maybe I'm making something out of nothing, but just in case, I think we ought to take our chances in the cave next. So, with that, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.